We live. Welcome back, all you beautiful people, to that We Got Action podcast. The big 4-0 coming at you all. Episode 40 today. Isaac back.
Come
Danny
back.
behind the scenes, working on some videos for us, keeping us floating on the social media gang. You know what it is. But yeah, Big I, welcome back. Finals are done. A little bit of stress off your shoulders for about a
Thank
couple weeks or
God,
something.
bro.
Yeah,
I
yep.
I needed that.
And you come back to some good news that KD to the Suns, huh?
Man, I didn't even get to get excited for y'all.
I know.
And it all happens tomorrow. My
Yeah,
dreams come true.
he's back. He's back, bro. I'm
Nah,
excited,
I am
regardless of
sad
what team
too,
he's
though.
on, dude. I don't care. I love KD. So
What if it wins Chris Paul wins him a ring? How you
that's
gonna
tough,
feel?
man. That's tough. I don't know. I don't know if they're fine in the West. We'll have to see. But we're gonna be running an NBA only segment today. Talk about some Lakers action. Obviously, we had LeBron fall down with a pretty bad ankle injury. They didn't even give a timetable. They just said reassess in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks,
So
but
it could be like 2 weeks, and
yeah.
then they get an actual timetable in 2 weeks.
Probably
So
most likely.
that's
based on
kind of
healing.
concerning. We'll talk about our current favorite to win MVP. I'm curious. I'll be issuing a formal apology in mine, but we'll run in. LaMelo Ball also suffers another ankle injury, his third one for the year. They shut him down. So we'll talk about that a little bit. KD and Kyrie talk about player movement being good for the game. So we'll spit our word and what our thoughts are on that. The Hawks make that coaching change that we kind of talked about last week. I believe we were talking about Trae. And then we're gonna build a player again. We'll shout out. We had a comment on was it TikTok, right?
Yeah.
About we did our build a player where we kind of just took the best parts of every dominant superstar. But somebody commented, if you want to find the name for
Dominic Petrilli.
Yeah, he commented and he made a very solid point by saying we should do it again, but we should instead kind of do no superstars. So more of the lesser known guys, somebody who maybe just specialized in one thing, So just kind of those role players. So we're going to run that. And then we got a spicy take at the end. We're bringing that back. We're going to see if we can get some more juicy coming in, but I think we got a fairly spicy one. I mean, opinions are opinions, but we'll see what happens. We obviously need more information on it, but we'll get into it at the end. So starting off, we're going to go with the Lakers, man. They're 4-1. I think they're currently beating the Grizzlies right now.
I'll check on that real quick.
But they're 4-1 since the deadline, and we all agreed that their deadline moves were crazy.
The Grizzlies are up 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 minutes left in the third.
But that's still decent for one of the best
Yeah.
home teams in the league to be fighting up.
Missing LeBron and D'Angelo Russell.
So yeah, I think I'm just kind of curious where you guys are at. Do we feel like the Lakers have a chance to make a push? I do believe that they got way better post deadline. They made all the moves that they needed to make. Kind of got rid of a lot of the cap things that they need to get rid of. LeBron getting hurt really derails that. So I'm just curious where you guys are at with their. Don't really matter who starts, but Isaac, you go ahead actually, because he was out last week.
I was just looking at the remaining schedule for the Lakers, and I'm gonna have to say I think they're gonna fizzle out. They already in the 12th spot in the standards already. And
yeah, they need to start now.
It's start now, but you can't start without D'Angelo Russell, who's had a huge impact on their team.
Yeah.
And now LeBron out for who God knows how long at this point. And I think you got to rely on a healthy AD, and that all says a lot in itself just by saying that. So, and when you look at that team breaks down even more, and then you play Phoenix twice, and KD would be with Phoenix this time. You play a Utah team that don't go out easy. You got Dallas twice. You got Memphis again, especially if you lose tonight. You got Memphis again coming up in early March. And then you play a good Knicks team, a Pelicans team. This is a tough schedule coming down the stretch for them. They got a nice little gimme games here and there, but they got a tough stretch coming up. And without those guys being healthy, they're going to fizzle out.
Yeah, I think calling the Knicks a good team right now is a bit of an understatement too.
They've been balling.
They
beat the Celtics last night.
Yep, they have been
handedly too.
Yeah,
yep.
I almost bet on them too. That one, that felt bad. But no, I think they'll be, if they can manage the easier games, because obviously AD's always been the X factor. I think for the Lakers, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
Right, if he's healthy, he impacts winning.
Bro, I stand by. He's top 5 if he's healthy.
Yeah,
I stand by that.
It's the two-way impact, right? I think that's the underrated
Yeah.
aspect of
Yep.
Anthony Davis. Like he can be dominant on offense, but his defensive impact is incredible. I think Vanderbilt was a huge pickup for their defensive.
Yes.
And I think they have capable role players, right? They have shooting, they have, guys like Dennis Schroeder who have plenty of experience in the league. If they can just coast to, just a close to at a winning record until LeBron comes back, I do think it's possible for them to push, but it really depends on how long D'Lo is out.
Yeah.
I know he's out today and he's doubtful for tomorrow.
And he already missed the last game.
Yeah.
Just played.
So I think without D'Lo, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I think they need him. They need him, his playmaking and his shooting.
Right. D'Lo and
threat.
AD can do. They can run some nasty pick and roll stuff,
Especially,
in and out stuff.
Yeah, with the role players they have.
But D'Lo
now.
and LeBron gone is where it's kind of.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
I think a 9 or 10 is possible.
It's definitely. I think they can make the play in, and I think we've seen that. I think Shea has already had mysterious sorenesses start happening now.
SGA.
Yeah. So, it is tank season, and I think
but
a lot of these teams, Utah's started to fall off and they've started to lose games more like we thought they would. They're still fighting in them and they're in them a lot, but they are losing a lot more games than they were towards the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So I do think that they can make a push for that 10th seed, but that's what they're looking at realistically. But again, that's the beauty of the play-in, right? Is you only got to make 10, win a couple games, and then you're in the playoffs. So,
and that's where I feel at, because they play 7, 8, 9, 10 multiple times towards the end. Then you play the Clippers, then you play Dallas, then you play Phoenix. And I'll be honest with you, if you do not got with them not being healthy, and you got Damian Lillard damn near willing games with 70 points, I think he only scored less than 28 in his last 10 twice.
He's averaging slightly over 39 in his last 20 games.
Touched 60 plus 3 times already. He's willing that team into the playoffs. If the Jazz fall off, I got Portland sliding in to the play-in for them. Just because of how much Damian Lillard is willing to, with the guys that's out for LA, I think that's too much to handle.
Yeah, I really liked your point that you brought up about the schedule. It was also one of my biggest points, because I've been kind of semi-rooting for the Lakers in a sense, because I really like AD. I'm not necessarily a LeBron hater like a lot of people, but I mean, I feel like, I don't know, it's fun to watch LeBron struggle sometimes, and I like to see him succeed. I don't know, I do. I'm weird like that. I like it, but the schedule for me is what I looked at, and I was like, man, that's really, really difficult. Some of these games. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I'm with Vitor. I think they do slide a 9 or 10 seed.
I'm looking at the teams.
I think LeBron comes back, even if he's not fully healthy, and takes a back seat. Maybe lets a D'Lo score a little more and becomes more of a facilitator than we've seen him. AD's gonna have to be dominant though, because if AD gets hurt, it's over. That's my opinion.
Well, I mean,
if AD, I believe if Anthony Davis stays healthy the rest of the year, they will slide a 9 or 10 seed, because it's still so close.
Well, yeah, they're only a game out of the 9 seed right now.
Right.
A game and a half out of 8, and you're looking at teams like Utah, who's been sliding, Minnesota,
and you play them
hot and cold. New Orleans if Zion can't come back with the other injuries they've been picking up as well, with minor injuries here and there.
Yeah, they don't struggle
to role players. Still. And they haven't been great regardless. I think they have
still coming back from.
They have injury, a good chance of slipping out of there too.
It's gonna be tough.
I think it's really the West is really gonna come down to the wire.
It's gonna be so crazy.
Yeah.
So Isaac, final seeding. What you got? You think they go 11, 12, 9, 10, 8?
Stay at 12.
12, stay there?
Stay at 12.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go 10. I think they sneak into 10.
Give me 9.
9.
Give me 9. Man, before LeBron got hurt, I was willing to push for 6 or 7. I swear
but when he got hurt,
but as soon as he got hurt, I'm 12. Yeah.
D-Lo got hurt. 12.
Cut it in half.
Yeah, we're gonna put that right there. I had him at 6.
I mean, the Knicks went from 10 to 5 in what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. It's certainly doable, right? Yeah. And
the personnel is even tighter. Them, though.
They playing a Bulls team. I'll be honest, that since got Pat Bev, they've been hot, So, and they played them twice.
Come on,
and they fight.
Boy.
And they fight. I feel like that's the issue with the second half of the schedule.
And
this is a lot of teams.
What team did Pat Bev just come from?
The Lakers.
That
And
boy
that's what I'm
he's gonna
saying.
want
You
to
got
win.
a bunch of games that they're playing teams who are in the same position as them,
Yeah,
fighting to stay in the play-in or fighting to get into the top 6. So it's like, if your guy's not healthy, you better hope AD stay healthy so he can will you to some of these games.
right. I'm sticking 9. I'm sticking 9.
I do think
I think LeBron comes back earlier than he should, and
I also
I'm
think the
sticking 9.
impact of the role players, of guys like Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley can get hot and win a game on his own with the
That's
shooting.
true.
I think Jared Vanderbilt, though, I think his impact on
He's gonna have to. I mean, it's not even like
impact on defense and his ability
they're
to
gonna have to
help the offense without interrupting the offense is incredible. Yes, he wasn't he their like second leading scorer with the lowest usage percentage on the team entirely. Like
efficient,
that is crazy, right? You don't need to run plays for him. He gets to the right spots, he cuts, rebounds, offensive rebounds. Like you need those are the types of guys that help you win games along with your stars. And if you got a superstar in AD and a almost star in D'Lo on his day, then I think you're okay.
I would say he's been playing pretty good since he came over. So
I definitely think they're good. They're good off.
Yeah, but you got him at 10 though.
I mean, that's an improvement.
I wanted to come in. The next thing we're gonna go through is our current favorite to win MVP.
I hate this question.
And same, because there's a handful. And then follow that up with who is the best baller in the league right now. And Isaac, I want to
stay the same.
Isaac, I want to apologize to you first off because my answer has changed. My answer is now Joel Embiid.
Thank you.
So I want to say I single-handedly watched that game on Saturday night where they played the Celtics.
Oh yeah.
And that right there was just an absolute masterclass and it was terrifying to watch a player get the ball. You knew he was getting the ball every single time down the court. And the Celtics would just triple him and he would either hit a fadeaway, bully ball, catch a 3 in your face. All 3 guys would grab his arms and he'd still go up and still bank it in and then get an and one. Then he'd add 12, 15 rebounds. Now he's adding 5, 6 assists every game. It's getting a bit ridiculous. Even in a down game, he 27, 12, and 4. So yeah, man. That motherfucker's wild.
He did, and he won the
I ain't even gonna lie.
He won the matchup against Jokic too, which I think is big.
It's big. Jokic had a monster game.
Now, I did want to point something out, though, V, that you said. And it was something about Joel Embiid in the media. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll bounce one off you too.
No, it's because I don't think they want to get an MVP to somebody who said suck it to the crowd. My man did the DX symbol to the crowd. That's right there to put it all in perspective for me. You're gonna be as talented as we all want, but if the media are not gonna like you, bro.
He plays the villain, right?
Well,
and
so
as much as the fans like it, the media never does.
Well, I find it interesting is that Jokic has won 2 in a row, and from his first one to his second one, the stats went up a little bit. The scoring went down, but the rebounds went up by almost 4, and the assists went up by like 2.
Yep.
But then his team was also down to like
his
6
team was
seed.
Worse.
So
and it was missing Jamal. And
it was
Michael Porter,
right, and that's where I was kind of like, okay, but I felt like Joel's stats were right there. His team was better. He also was missing everybody.
Well,
they
had a similar record.
I'm just confused. I'm confused by this year how he has gotten like his stats are way worse. He's averaging
Jokic
4 to 5 less points than last year.
You got guys back.
He's averaging 3 to 4 less rebounds than last year. He's only averaging like 1 point something assists more. And I get you're the 1 seed, but like at what point? I don't know. I feel like sometimes they're a bit hypocritical with like what they because like before it was like the stats, that's all that matters, and now I feel like it's like he's the 1 seed.
And it's like last year it was okay, he's the 6th seed, but they have the same record as like the 3rd seed in the East, so it's okay, and he has no help, right? He made it the help.
Like what work. I feel like Embiid for the last 3 to 4 years has gotten nothing but better. And yet at what point does he need to average like 35 and 15 to win? And same with Giannis. Like Giannis has gotten better and he hasn't won another one since then. I feel like
I mean,
they
voter
did it with
fatigue is
LeBron.
real.
LeBron had to get way better to win another one. And he's only won 4, 5, and he hasn't won one in a while. But yet he's putting up better numbers. I get the game's a bit more inflated, but like he's putting up like significantly better numbers.
The narrative changes every year based on what.
So like
the
I
people
don't know.
in the
I'm
media
confused why like Jokic is like declining statistic wise, but yet
I think he's been sliding down people's boards a little bit.
he was number 1 last week.
Yeah, the NBA ladder. Yeah, but I think the general consensus, at least amongst like people, like you see social media, Reddit, people you talk to who follow basketball, I think the consensus is starting to slip a little bit. It's like Jokic probably had a chokehold on the MVP earlier in the season, but I think a lot of the guys, Giannis, Embiid, have really elevated their games.
I mean, personally, at this point in the season, it's those 3 and everyone else. That's my opinion. Like if we're talking an MVP race, it's literally a 3-man race for me.
I mean, people still have Tatum there.
No.
I got Tatum there still.
He's 4 for me.
I think those 3.
I have Tatum at 4, else. But I think it's
a he's 4, but I think it's a decent
I got
gap.
4 than everybody else.
I think the stretch where the couple games he was out, when Jaylen Brown was out missing games and Derek White came in and he was playing damn near better than Jaylen Brown, I think that takes away from Tatum, no matter how good he's been.
Pretty
you have
last 5 games.
You have guys coming off your bench.
Too.
Yeah, you have guys coming off your bench who are putting up superstar numbers when they get the opportunity. So when your team is that good, you know,
right. That's always been our knock on Tatum in general.
He's the best player on a really good team.
Really good. But in my opinion, the best fuck team in the league.
Yeah. And they have a very good chance at getting to the finals.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's not, you know, like he's not doing what Dame's doing. I think Dame at this point is making a bet. If they can make a run into the playoffs, he's going to be making a really good case too. And it's like MVP, it's most valuable player, right? It's not best player on the best team. And I know they use that criteria
and that's why I can see why Jokic's still in the top. Like his numbers and scoring field, because you got the production of MPJ, Jamal Murray back.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think when you look into the game of like analytics still, the guy gets a triple-double any night, which is kind of BS, in my opinion. He took a hit in his scoring.
Yeah.
To feed those two. So there's his assist numbers. He already probably the biggest dude on the court. So he's supposed to get his rebounds.
Yeah.
And he gonna score 10 points, at least 10. So he's gonna get a triple-double on any night he wants to get a triple-double. And that's why I think, and then that's where it's us on the outside, like, bro, he's just doing what he's supposed to do.
Like, I don't know. I personally find it a bit more impressive that Embiid's almost averaging 5 assists when that's nowhere near his role.
Yeah, he's got He's got Harden, who's averaging 11.
Right.
Like, you've got a guy who's got so much usage.
With an inconsistent Tobias and Tyrese. They need to pick it up.
Which is pretty sad.
Yeah, they need to pick it up.
Yeah, and I apologize for that. Doc, you messed me all the way up, gang. I ain't even lie. You fired too.
I don't know. I mean, we can run through our MVPs. I don't know. I personally think Embiid should be, but I think it's close.
This is one that I feel like I have no stake in it. Like I've got the runners, like the front runners.
I don't know, dude. Like I get to a certain point, I get like the whole number 1 seed thing. But like at what point, you know, Embiid's almost averaging 10 points more.
Yeah.
Like if it was 5, 4, you know, but it's almost 10 points. He's at like 33 and some change.
And it's like consistent though. He's doing this on a consistent night, touching that number. It's not like his, like we just said, his worst night is like 28, 27.
And for me, with Embiid, it feels like a Harden's prime year. Like where it's pure dominance night in, night out.
I mean, you look at that bad 28-point night. He shot 50-something. He shot over 50%.
Yeah.
He wasn't at the free throw line as much. You know, they had guys like Maxey got hot. He went for 23, hit 4 threes, right? So he got contributions from other guys.
It's also one of the better defensive teams in the league.
Yep.
So, I mean, shit.
I've got Embiid. I got Embiid right now.
I
think, dude, I was so mad last year when he didn't win it, and I didn't even I don't know. I was just mad because of the analytics BS, but
I mean,
if he doesn't win it this year, that's ridiculous.
Well, it's like stats, like, you know,
that's ridiculous.
Analytics lie.
It's gonna piss me off again.
Analytics lie. They every year Steph is graded as one of the best defensive point guards in the league. He's not he's grown to be a capable defender,
He's still fairly subpar.
but teams hunt him when they're playing the Warriors. They hunt
if
Poole
anything,
more.
he's pretty
Put that
solid at
motherfucker on an island with Kyrie, and he gonna expose it all.
He's got good defenders around him. He's got Wiggins. He's got Trae.
So what do you got then?
I don't know, man. I feel like
you could pick the Joker. It's fine.
No,
I'll be arguing with Dave about it all the time.
My thing is, I can make a case for any of the three guys right now, and there's no one that I think is head and shoulders clear for me to say one.
I got Jokic 3.
I think Joel for me is.
I hope Joel wins it.
I
would love to. I love Joel, and he hasn't won one yet.
It's just I think
Giannis.
I think Joel can do everything that those two guys can do plus some.
I mean, I think if they decided,
except for maybe the vision. I mean,
but I think
if
Harden were to go down and they go, "Hey Joe, we need you to play make out the post for us."
38.
Well, if they say we need you to be our playmaker too, there's no doubt in my mind he won't be averaging, close to 40.
It would look similar to like Giannis
8.
has to, and it's like a out to in kind of game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or like cutters, and he's just feeding off of him because double team. Yeah, dude, my shit's easy.
Embiid game.
I'm going Embiid. I'm sorry.
I hope he wins it.
Hey, but I'll tell you what, I do pray that I still want Luka to win, but I know that's not going to happen because Kyrie was added.
Like the quietest, 30 plus 8 and 8.
He's averaging
season.
33, 8.5, and 8.5. And it's sitting.
I just want to see
if
he's still gonna do it with Kyrie. Bro, I didn't look at the shot charts of those games.
30. He's the leading scorer in the league right now.
33.1, 8.
So you can't count Luka out. So it's 4 guys to me. I'm dropping
33, 9, and 8. 33, 9, and 8.
Yep.
And yet you're not even questioned because you can't average 12 plus rebounds and 10.
Well, I think in his case,
that's because his team's struggling too.
I'm about to get into it again.
I think the record hurts too. I think the other guys have the teams are just better this year.
Yeah.
But next year,
man, we need a baseball MVP.
What?
Just the best, just the overall best player. Just the best player. I don't care if your team's trash. Just give me the best player. That's how baseball be working. Mike Trout having MVPs on MVPs.
Missing half the season every year.
All right. So we got 2 Embiids. Last chance.
I'll take Embiid.
That's what I'm talking about.
All
All right. LaMelo Ball talk, boys. Number 3. This is the 3rd serious ankle injury of the season. They have shut him down.
Well, yeah, he fractured it this time.
Right, before it was just sprains, high ankle sprains.
Apparently not just sprains,
tweaks and
yeah.
Either way, is there any cause for concern here? Obviously, I know we talk about him probably moving on from Charlotte when his 5 years is up. If you're another team, are you concerned by this?
I mean,
yes. I was gonna say I want to ask Isaac as somebody who's probably dealt with a little more basketball injuries or have seen more.
Yes, because he's consistently has been injured. Like I understand, like the NBA players got enough money to help their bodies out or whatever. But when you sprain an ankle like that, and you consistently sprain the ankle, and then you finally break the ankle in a sense.
Right.
That's a lot to come back on, especially with the way he plays. A lot of herky jerk stuff, not herky jerk, but a lot of
like stop and goes and quick cuts.
Stop, go, hesitations, pushing off that right foot. Like you literally broke your ankle on a crossover. So I think one of his biggest things for me, even my concerns with him coming into the league was his body weight.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think for something like somebody that little of a frame that plays over time, you're not KD size in a sense, so we don't see his hidden strength. But you see his little frame over the time, it wears down quicker, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he has to build that first. If he doesn't come back with some type of muscle next year, there's a real cause for concern.
And you see a lot. I think in a lot of these cases, guys go build muscle, and they get hit, shoulders, chest, their arms get bigger. They fill out.
You get the legs.
He's got to worry. He only got to worry about that. He's got to worry about his legs.
I want the leg aspect. Like I think that was one of the biggest things you could see on Curry in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the little legs.
Bring that
he
up,
put some. He put some pause. But he did put some meat on them legs. Okay. Yeah. And so he got the strength and everything. I feel like to cover the space. But when you go over the time over the course of a real hardcore NBA season, your body breaks down. Yeah. And let alone with ankles, they're not gonna regain strength right away. Especially some people don't even regain their strength in a whole year. So it's LaMelo has something to worry about, and if he can't catch his rhythm back next year, he might have to sit out, and it's probably good on him because they're gonna suck again next year. So,
hey, Miles Bridges might be coming back.
So like but if you're, let's say you're an NBA team who's looking to possibly sign him in free agency in a couple of years, are you?
I'll take him.
Okay.
Right away.
I mean, it's worst case scenario. You just have a contract that you can trade off to a bad team. Like if that's how it ends up, right? Like the NBA is a league where the contracts are valuable in their own right. And so you don't really you take those risks. And unless you're like a championship team who thinks like this is our piece, if you're a team that's like a playoff team and you're like trying to get towards contention, you're 100% taking that risk every single time. Because if it doesn't work out,
if you're a contender too, though,
it depends on the team, depends on the finances. Because he's going to get a max contract, or depending on what happens, right? He might stay in Charlotte.
That's going to be a new CBA.
Yeah, he might stay in Charlotte and sign a super max if he's eligible for it at the time. Yeah. If he can make an All NBA team, right? So all these things are going to play into it. And then he'll just demand a trade, as players have been doing. But I think
segue.
Ultimately, he's moving like AD. He's gonna need that. He's gonna need to talk to Steph and reach out to that doctor for that ankle brace that Steph was wearing for those years.
It's just strengthening. It's not even. I think the braces are a good idea for somebody who consistently is having injuries.
Steph did it, and he wouldn't be where he was.
But I definitely agree with Isaac in the strength and the conditioning aspect of getting your legs just stronger.
Yeah,
and just being able to take 82 games. I mean, fuck, at this rate, take 70 games, 65 games. Like, and you're not even playing every game anymore. But yeah, they got to get not even meat, bro. You just got to get stronger.
Yeah.
Just got to get,
and like
strengthen all the little stuff that's around the ankles and the knees. And because I think at that point, you'll see a jump in his game as well.
Yeah.
Get a little more jump in his shot, get a little more juice when he's jumping up to the rim and finishing.
Absorbing contact better, not falling all over the flow.
Yeah. Which he was shooting fall 24/7.
Yeah, and there's also like I said, we were talking about it before we started. I was the only one who watched it, and I'm telling you, right? You've seen guys do crossovers where their ankles are.
Kyrie literally be doing his foot be literally doing like a cradle.
Melo foot was like flat on the ground. His ankle just like I think within itself probably just collapsed.
It was probably just everything like Isaac was saying beforehand. What he had already injured. Was not fully healed.
The ligaments and stuff weren't
so it was already
that whole
weak around it.
Done. My structure was done.
Right. Yeah. So the only thing left to go was whatever.
It's like taking shocks off your car and going off a speed bump, right? Like
the only thing left to go is fucking shit to go through your fucking.
Yeah, and then the point with Kyrie thing is that we watch Kyrie train it. Like we still got a TikTok, a YouTube viral video. My man's balancing on basketball and like going as far as he can to the left. Leaning, going far as he can to the right. And you like, bro, that's his ankles doing that. Like,
that's how strong they are.
That's his legs doing that. And I don't think LaMelo got that type of stability like that.
Yeah.
His ankles will prove that already.
You watch soccer players too, and when they go take a free kick, them ankles be moving they be moving at angles that I'm like,
or they're literally they'll like take it and their foot will like roll over onto like the top of their foot, but they'll keep sliding with all that weight on it, and then it pops right back up.
It's he's got to learn because he's got so much talent, and he hasn't been able to fully break out. Like he's been incredible to an extent.
He's had phenomenal stretches, but every time I feel like it is injury,
and I feel like he has the potential to be a guy, who can be close to 30 points and 10 assists. Like his 3-point shooting is there. Once they get, I think opportunity is also a bit of the influence on his game. The Hornets haven't been great. They don't have a ton of shot creators and shot makers. So he does take a lot of the load, but I think he definitely needs to if we want to see the best LaMelo, he's going to need to buckle down and fix up because.
And I'm not trying to. I don't want us to insinuate that he's even lazy, but
it's
I wasn't even gonna say that because I think
not lazy. It's just
he made some significant strides towards
this
side. But before he got towards that little middle of the half into the All-Star break, that's where I feel like those strides start to happen. Because even in the reports, it was him going to his coach like, "I'm tired of losing. Like, how can we get better?"
But
now
I'm curious.
Film, now he watching film with his coach to get better. And I feel like now that's when you got somebody like that his mind is a little bit working a little bit different. Now he got time to sit, in my opinion,
and
put some weight on.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I'm curious where he's improving is definitely on like the skill side, where he's watching film, trying to see what he can do better while he's on the court. But I think we've all seen probably, the Michael Jordan Last Dance. When he couldn't beat the Pistons, so he got bigger, he got stronger.
Yeah.
I think that's something where he needs to not just improve at what he can do on the court, but improve at the things off the court in the weight room. Like not just keep throwing up shots. Like we know you can hit shots, we know you can finish them to the basket, we know you can find somebody who you probably shouldn't have made that pass to, but you'll thread it through. You gotta strengthen yourself, man.
That's where it comes in. That's where the film I feel like comes in. And that's where his IQ's now he's starting to understand where he should be taking shots.
Maturing a little bit.
Maturing there. But then he still has to understand now my time when I'm done watching film and putting that type of work in, it's time to build my body again. Like I need to come back some way stronger and faster than I was before. And it can't be the same little toothpick LaMelo running around.
This could be a blessing. This could be scary, honestly.
Yeah.
This could be scary.
Talk to his brother a little bit. Get him out there too.
Jesus God. Stop. Ugh. Why'd you bring that up? Damn. I always tend to forget about that, and then like
so sad.
Something brings it up where I'll see it like, oh, Bulls shut him down, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot he was even a fucking Bulls player.
That's tough.
Probably got nerve damage.
Dude,
but you got somebody to help him now.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's not. Got somebody to help push him now.
All right. We're gonna slide through KD and Kyrie. So your boy. KD and Kyrie have gone on record saying that player movement is actually good for the NBA. So this is kind of contrary to what we've seen in the past of the NBA, kind of contrary to what some of the other superstars kind of say, guys like Dame, Giannis, those kind of bigger names that have stayed fairly consistent with one team their whole careers. What do you guys think? Is player movement good for the NBA? I'm kind of torn, to be honest.
I agree with your stance.
Right?
Because
I think it's good if you Phoenix.
Oh, Jesus.
There's times where
y'all gonna miss Mikal, though.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna miss him.
I'm already missing them. I miss him and Cam. I don't care how they play. I watched their first game in Brooklyn. And the amount of energy I seen, I was like, I'm just gonna miss that all of it.
I'm torn. So I'm torn because personally, from just like an overall, just pure fan aspect, I absolutely love watching. I personally am one who likes watching super teams because I think it's just like the best like basketball. Like it's almost like watching an all-star game, but yet they're like actually competing. You know what I'm saying? Like I personally enjoyed watching that Warriors dynasty with KD because it was just like unbelievable basketball. Like it felt like I was watching an all-star team, but they actually were like forced to try. You know what I mean?
See, that's why I like it then.
From a fan aspect, but I fully 100% believe and agree with guys who are like, I want to stay here and grind it out and win one. That feels right.
I mean,
I think it's weak as hell if you leave when the times get tough.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. Unless your name is Russell Westbrook and they just said, I got to get rid of you because I got to get rid of you because I want to go somewhere else now at this point, but I need to get rid of you in a sense. But like outside of that, all of these other guys, like it's weak as hell to me. Like to me, like when LeBron first got there, you basically brought AD with you. Like that's too much. The Miami thing, Paul Pierce. I was a Boston Celtics fan. The Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen trio. That was weak as hell. Like I feel like you all found a way to be like, hey, I'm gonna find one way to get a ring. And my only way to get a ring, because I can't do it on my own, is to go join the next best player. And that's to me weak.
But at what point is that the franchise's fault, the front office's fault, and not the players?
Yeah, like are we looking at like a Dame and we're saying like, okay, you have maxed out everything that you can do with the Portland Trailblazers. Is it now time for him to move on?
And that's like Russ, in my opinion. And I feel like with those situations, I think with players like that, I think the biggest question that falls especially with somebody like a Russ history, is that can they produce somewhere else the same way they just produce in the place they've been the entire time?
Mhm.
Like, I think that's like even like an Aaron Rodgers ordeal. Like, do you think Aaron Rodgers is gonna produce well with fucking Baltimore Ravens if Lamar Jackson left? I don't think so, because they still don't got a good team around them. Like, so it's little things like that. But I'm torn because yes, there are players that I think like a Dame. You did all you can. It's time to go. But it's a
Like
lot of guys
put Dame with
now.
LeBron and AD, like
Yeah, but it's a lot of guys like that just for like, well, Kevin Durant. Like, yeah, I'm happy. It's a great thing for Phoenix because I'm a Phoenix Suns fan. But like, I think it's weak as hell to me because you all literally did the forming of a team. It didn't work out. You just did the same thing when you lost to the conference finals before. You literally left OKC to go to the Warriors. That was terrible. And as a competitor, I like to compete. And I don't think I can compete if I keep joining the teams. Like, yeah, they forcing me. You forcing everybody else's hand. Like, you forced Dallas to go get Kyrie, you know, in my opinion. You forcing all these other teams to make moves because now they're like, all right, I got to go like try to find a way to compete with them. And still probably going to lose in the end of the day. And then what you going to do next? Like, that's
tired, boy.
me.
You're going to be done.
Yeah, goodbye.
I'm gonna tell you what.
No,
I'm gonna tell you what though, Isaac. I'm not rooting for the Suns. As much as I love Kevin Durant, Vitor made a good point. Chris Paul is still a Phoenix Sun, and I enjoy that he does not have a ring. So
hey, I just want to. You know what? What I'm gonna do for you this year? As soon as the finals over, I just want you to go to your front door. It's gonna be like a nice little package. And you're gonna pull it out. It's gonna be a nice Chris Paul jersey just for you.
I will kill you.
Just for
If you
you.
do that, I swear to God.
I think
Just
You
for
have one, don't you?
No, I do not. I got a Russell Westbrook
Just
jersey.
for you. Just
Dude,
for you.
stop. No,
Just
but
for
I
you.
don't know. I definitely am a big advocate of the grind. I think it is very rewarding. Like when Milwaukee raised that trophy, felt very rewarding.
Hey, did y'all see the
And
Giannis
I feel like
joke?
it doesn't ever happen.
The what?
The Giannis joke?
The Giannis joke.
Like, yeah, so he was on the Daily Show.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Where he said
like,
something about KD.
He was like Kevin Durant, and he was like, basically go to your own team. He said, stop going to the other team, like the best team and win a championship.
He said, stop
like,
going
come
to
work
the
out
best
with me.
team to try and win
Yeah,
a
he said,
championship.
come work out with me in the summer, and I can show you how to carry a team to a championship. And
I did
like,
see that. I did see that. That was so funny.
Savage.
No, but it's the grind. It's crazy. Like I feel like when you go back, it's been like a decade outside of the Bucks, where like a team has not been a super team. But man, maybe Dirk and the Mavericks. That was really rewarding.
That was special, yeah.
That was incredible. But like
I feel like Kobe titles
the Spurs were at least built. You know, they were a super team, but they were at least built and well
and
coached.
it's like, making one trade or signing one guy or something like that isn't
right. But they never even grabbed a star. They always were just grabbing role players.
Yeah.
See, I'm okay with them signing their free agency. It's the forcing by trade.
Yeah.
Like when like you know how we did like this offseason. You know how many scenarios we had to come up with just to figure out cap space?
That's true.
Just to get somebody to the other team. And they got the audacity to force a trade. And my man KD literally said, like, hey, it's kind of cool when you can tell them like, hey, I want to trade, and they got to find a way to trade you. And it's like, no, that's difficult. Dude, I'm trying to give up whatever contract you just forced me to pay you.
Mode in 2K.
Yeah, you just forced me to pay you like 200-something million. And you talking about some trade me. I don't got the cap space to trade you. Don't nobody want that contract.
For an aging superstar.
Yeah, like
it's tough, man.
I definitely see both sides of it though, because like,
dude, I'll tell you, I love watching some fucking like.
It's fun for sure, but
dude,
then like when they win,
like
whenever the team wins, like when the Warriors won with KD,
like,
it did not. It was so boring.
They were
that. It was tainted a little bit, but
like,
I liked it.
It's just not. But it's also
they playing great basketball.
Right? It's like player movement is good. It like you said, I think it's the forced movement. It's the things aren't working out here. Hey, GM, I'm done here.
And then they always give like a short list of teams, and it's all contenders.
Yeah, I think
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
Like trade me, but only to the Mavericks or the Suns or the Nuggets, or whoever the top
And
contenders
you
are.
like, bro, you bogus. Like you just want to lead to go
And
to
you know we're in the
contender.
West, right? Or something like that.
See, I like Kyrie's a little bit. At least Kyrie was trying to go play with somebody he wanted to play with. That's been asking for him for like the last 4 years at this point.
Yeah.
Like LeBron been like, come back to me now. Like I need you, and still can't get him. Like
I was kind of happy he didn't do that though.
yeah, I'm kind of happy about it.
I think it's best case for both. I think the Mavs needed a second star like that, and the Lakers needed the depth. I think as much as Kyrie would have helped them, they would have been Kyrie, AD, Braun, and bums.
That's why I was freaking so surprised.
Well, at least one of those three will play forever and ever.
All right, so
unless he's on some stuff off the court.
Yeah, that's three guys you can't count on right now.
Final verdict: is it good or no?
Probably not.
Yeah, I'll say no as well. As much as I do enjoy watching these regular season All-Star games, but I will go with no because I love the grind. I love the grind.
DeMar DeRozan.
I can't watch this. All right, so we talked about it last week about they had just fired Nate
McMillan.
Yeah, it was McMillan.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of Nate McMillan, and now they were in talks with Quin Snyder. He signed. They grabbed him, who I thought he was a damn good coach, man. He really brought the Jazz before the blow up.
Yeah, and
I thought he was
considering their personnel too.
I thought he was a damn good coach.
You're saying it's lateral move.
Yep. He a great coach. I just think
I thought he was a damn good coach,
move, bro.
I think Nate McMillan is a okay coach, but when I watched the Hawks games, it felt like when they won games, it was because of the players on the court,
not the coach.
And not because the coach had any influence on that.
Yeah, it's not like I'm watching a Celtics game where it's like they're 4 stars down and they'll pull something out of their butt.
Yeah, it's
very much. I just think it's the same guy though who couldn't make adjustments. I got Quin Snyder. I mean, a lot of 6 winning, he'll get you to the playoffs, but you leave it in that first, second round most likely. Each time with Quin Snyder.
I was going to say,
but I
think he ever made a conference finals.
I think
Nate did
the Hawks right now have better perimeter defenders than the Jazz ever did. DeAndre Hunter.
You still got an issue.
They got DeJounte Murray. Right, they have guys who can play defense. They got Clint Capella down low, who can, he's a serviceable
gives him a
shot blocker, rebounder. Right, he's a percentage of what Rudy is. And so like I feel like, well, go ahead.
It's just that there's that Murray and Trae combo. That's my issue with Quin Snyder. That's not Michael Conley and Donovan Mitchell, bro.
Yeah,
that's not that type of combo, bro. I don't know. I haven't seen him coach a dynamic
both are better
backcourt.
than Mike Conley.
I mean, at this stage, it's not hard.
But my issue is I don't think he knows how to coach 2 dynamic guards. You have a dynamic guard and a defensive big, and surrounding everybody to cater to the dynamic guard, and that's hard to me, especially when you still got a disgruntled John Collins still there. Like
that man,
I just think right now the plateau. This move will work out. I feel like this move will work more like next season or a couple seasons.
But I think that's the point, right?
This ain't it.
They know that they're not contending right now, right? They're in the playoffs. I think they're in the play-in. They're like 7 or 8.
I think they're 9.
Are they 9?
I think they're 8 or 9, dude.
They are 8.
8, yeah. So they're in the play-in right now. They can go toe-to-toe with anybody in the play-in for sure and make it out of there, no problem. The issue comes when they make the playoffs, and then what? They'll be playing.
Well, the issue comes trying to close the gap between the top 5 teams.
And I mean, moving 25 plus mil in John Collins is going to help.
And they don't have a lot of leeway either.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I think the point of the Quin Snyder thing is to maximize Trae's abilities right now.
Someone's got to do it.
And just to help him maybe take another step. His efficiency over the last.
Mark Jackson.
I think Mark Jackson is content working broadcasts and talking about Steph's mom whenever they're doing Warriors games.
He really do be doing that.
I think he's, and I think, I mean, it seems like his Warriors tenure kind of left a sour taste in everyone's mouths for some strange reason.
Yeah.
Whether it be his more religious approach or whatever it may be. I don't know, but it seems like he's kind of one of those guys where people are kind of like, yeah, we can stay away from Mark.
Yeah, they
Jackson.
shy away from him for sure. There's not really much buzz around him when it comes to a head coaching vacancy. It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see. I just don't know how Quin Snyder gonna handle two dynamic.
I'm excited to see it just because I feel like they were at least a very strong team in the West. Sure,
Yeah.
I agree with you. They did struggle come every single playoffs. That's why I used to call them the Utah frauds. Because they were regular season number 1 or 2 seed every year, but they never made it past the first or second round. But I'm just excited to give. I think he deserves to be a coach.
Yeah, and I think the dynamic guard thing, like, we're saying that because he hasn't had it before. Like, is that his fault? No,
right. You never know.
You know, is it his fault that they went and they said, hey, we're gonna bring you a solid vet, Mike Conley. We're gonna have a dynamic guard and Donovan Mitchell. Rudy Gobert to anchor the paint and a bunch of shooters who can't play defense. Like, is that on him that was the roster he had to work with that he took to several
and I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm curious to see how they build a roster going into next season and give him kind of this a fresh slate with some pretty younger and better players than what he had.
That team to a number 1 or number 2 seed in a very competitive West.
Yeah.
And now he's got upgrades all around, and a better, probably more depth.
And a chance in the offseason to maybe build on that.
Exactly. And like now it's like what happened in the playoffs for Utah? On defense, they pulled Rudy out and they couldn't guard anybody. On offense, it was Donovan and Mitchell going for 40 or they wouldn't be even in a game. Yeah. Now they got 2 guys at least who can have the ball in their hand and make plays for themselves and for others.
Yeah, so, I see that what you mean.
I think this is a great opportunity for Quin Snyder to show that he was being let down by Utah's roster construction.
I like it.
So
I think it has a chance. I think it has a chance to.
I like the hire a lot. I think it's a really good, like, in terms of fit. I think it's one of the best.
And I feel like he's a guy who brings a culture in there too.
Yeah,
somebody who brings like a bit of leadership, a bit of culture. Somebody who doesn't take bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he holds people accountable. So I'm excited for that. I think we're going to go into this last segment here, which we talked about. We're going to build a player again for the second time. But this time, we're not using cheat codes. All right? We're going to build a player, no superstars. So we're not going to have Ja Morant's hops. We're not going to have Steph shooting and Kyrie's handles. All right? We're not going to go with all these top players and their, godlike abilities. We're gonna go with some role players and some guys who maybe have some specialized one specific thing they did for teams, and that's their ability. Are we gonna I wanted to say, are we keeping it now or can we go? I kind of want to be able to
all time
expand it out.
Let's go all time.
Expand it out.
Okay, that's tough.
I do want to take from Dominic. I do want to take Sean Livingston's mid-range.
Okay, good. Yeah. As soon as I read that one, I was like, yo, that's so fucking elite.
I remember he
was the Warriors like 6-man for
when he broke his leg and he worked back to come back, all that. That man turned into I swear to God, I don't think I saw him miss a mid-range after that.
It was ridiculous.
When he came back and got his
like
flow
a
back.
12-footer, like 12 to 15-footer, where he would sky over everybody. And it would just always go in.
Yeah,
it was insane.
He was a killer,
dude. It was insane. But I wanted to go with this is one that I had that I'm gonna just take. I think it's a little ugly, and I don't like the player himself. But I'm going. I said it before we started. Matthew Dellavedova. I'm gonna take his heart and his hustle.
Okay.
Now, he may be a little dirty, but I think when he was in his prime with the Cavs. And even a little bit early on the Bucks, I believe he went to after that. I think is he on the Kings now?
Is he playing still?
He might not
go to Australia.
He might have this season. Yeah, you're right.
I think you're right. Australia.
Either way, though, when he was with the Cavs was primarily when they were making that run. That little son of a gun, he was so pesky. I just feel like he was scrapping and grinding and diving. Like he had a little bit of that old school grit to him. So I'm gonna take some deli, some heart, some hustle. I'm gonna take that. I like that.
All right. I want this person's three. And we need his 3-point, his corner 3-point specialty.
PJ Tucker?
No.
No.
This
Better.
person did it before him, and he was a better 3-and-D than all of these guys. And I felt like he was a key guy to this Spurs team.
Oh,
Bruce Bowen.
oh, Bruce Bowen was elite.
Also, he is in Sacramento.
Delhi?
Yeah.
I told you.
13 minutes played tonight so far.
Yo, Bruce Bowen, that's an elite pick.
I had to
So-
say with Bruce.
So you said the corner threes from Bruce Bowen.
And his defense.
What?
Oh,
Let's
come
take
on, I
the
got
Well,
rest.
I take his corner 3 so we keep it open.
I
Yeah.
got some better defense.
Corner 3 so I keep it open.
I want to take.
Unless you got defense.
I have a wing. I have a wing shooter that I don't know if you guys have thought of in a very long time. Kevin Martin,
He was dog.
the
dude.
star piece around the James Harden to Houston trade.
That's crazy. I forgot that even happened.
I thought I don't remember what I stumbled upon that made me remember that, but I was like, he was averaging 20 back in that day. Back in the there's 10, 12 players averaging 20.
Yeah, a tough era.
Kevin
That was
Martin,
a tough era.
Give me Kevin Martin's 3-point shooting, man.
Hey, let's go with Bobo height.
Yes,
Bobo.
I was gonna say his. I was gonna say his length. I was gonna go with his length.
If we're
but
taking Bull, we might as
his
well
height-
take Manute Bull.
wasn't he a little taller?
He's
He was a little
7'6".
taller.
7'6".
Minute Bowl. That's a good point. That's a good point. I was gonna roll with Bowl, either his length or height, but I'll take both. We can go with Bow's length and Minute Bowl's height. Although they're probably, I don't know. But I was so I'm glad you said that because that's who I was gonna roll with. What else? I'm trying to think of what else we had. We had handles.
We
We
have
go
bounce.
Jason Williams,
Who bounce we take?
Mag
Last
McClung, Mag McClung,
I was going Gerald Green. Damn.
Oh,
all right.
Gerald Green. Oh my God.
Spud Webb?
Spudweb. Spudweb was kind of superstar-y.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
A bigger
Is
name.
it just because it's one of the names back from the before we were alive,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
that's what we know.
Yeah, you're right. I guess he never averaged like
Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson's playoff performances.
Is
I swear. Yo, give me
Nate Robinson's microwave.
Captain Kirk Heinrich's leadership.
Oh,
Facts.
Remember Captain Kirk, bro?
I loved him. That man embodied Chicago basketball.
Hey, who ball handled we took?
I don't know. I was trying to think of somebody. I like
I was
Jason
thinking white
Williams.
chocolate.
Maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking white chocolate.
You motherfucker.
But would you not take his passing over his handles?
Why you
fair.
can't take Bo? Because Game was throwing that bitch off the elbow.
You could.
Yeah, that's
In
nasty.
traffic.
You could
Gang was
take.
putting the
Hey,
ball-
you could take his passing and take Jamal Crawford's handles.
Ooh, yes.
You could
Give me
take Jamal
that.
Crawford's handles.
Give me Jay crossover.
Yo,
for-
honestly, for this entire player, all we need is three things right here: Bull, Jamal Crawford, and Sean Livingston. Low key, that's all you really need.
It's you can notice all those guys are lanky.
Bro, that's quick crossovers straight to the 12 feet and rise.
Real quick, you ain't even putting your hand in that.
Bro,
That's worse than KD pulling
cross 12 feet rise. That'd be insane. Oh, that's too good. What about man, I wish we should have watched a recording of what we took from some other players. What about an IQ?
Ooh,
What about let's get somebody's
I'm
IQ.
trying to think of
Brian Scalabrine.
Oh God.
What are we getting from Scalabrine?
the bench warming.
His rings.
Yeah,
His hands, because they got rings on them.
but trying to avoid the superstars is tough, man.
I'm literally like going through like a library.
I just thought of Rondo as for IQ, but I feel like he's too good.
Maybe nowadays. He was incredible when he first came into the league.
He was so good.
I was gonna say Rasheed Wallace for defense. I thought with that Pistons team, the 03, 04, 05.
Would you have Rasheed defense over Ben's defense though?
Ben was a star. He won a deep boy.
That's true.
Rasheed was
Hey,
a
wait.
grinder.
So what was we trying to decide before we just said the defense?
We said IQ, and then the other one I thought we could go with. Damn, I did forget what I said. I did say IQ. IQ's tough. That's tough. So I feel like if you had better IQ, you wouldn't have been
I
a
would
role
dead ass
player.
take Jason Williams IQ, but damn, we just used him for 2, like damn near 2 already.
Nah, keep his passing. Keep his
Yeah.
passing.
What?
Who? Okay, so we gotta get ball.
Damn.
I want Nick Van Exel's ball handling, but
No, Jamal Crawford.
we said Jamal. Okay, making sure we had somebody. All right, cool.
Jay crossover, baby.
IQ. That's a
IQ is tough.
one.
We can go like
I have a name in my head.
you know
that
who'd
I
be a
just can't
sick
shake.
3-point shooter?
Who?
Channing Frye. You remember Channing Frye? He was knocked down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of those stretch bigs before.
What about Hito Turkoglu?
Hey, he was good too.
Oh, who was the point guard for that team?
Jameer Nelson.
Jameer Nelson. I haven't
good.
No, my brain is.
He
like,
was crazy.
I'm going through names. Like I got Andre Miller's face stuck in my head right now. I'm just like seeing these names and faces.
Damn, well, you just put Marcus Camby in my head.
Marcus Camby.
Ooh. I'm trying to just go back through like the early 2010s when I was when I was watching ball and try to remember
IQ is
some
tough.
of the role playing guards.
It is.
Like floor general point guards who weren't necessarily the stars of their teams.
Damn.
Word for word. Bar for bar.
Bar for bar. Word for word.
Wait, it just pops up Steve Nash when you search up floor general point guards?
That's crazy. I don't know. The IQ one is tough.
Wait.
The IQ one is tough.
There was in the history of every
Oh,
NBA
you know what? We're gonna get some. We're gonna get something real deep.
Mookie, Blaylock,
Bob Cousy, too famous
Ray
though. Raymond Felton was a player though. Raymond Felton was
He had
a
a decent ass IQ though.
Raymond Felton was a player.
Fat Lieber.
Yeah, what about Tony Parker is a star?
Hey, Kenny Smith.
I'd give him a star. Kenny Smith's a good shot.
Yeah, TP out because I also was going. That was the first person that came into my head.
That was a pretty good shot.
Manu, he came off the bench.
Manu was solid.
Mike Bibby.
I'll take Manu's IQ. Manu was solid. I mean, he kind of was the rest of their big three. I wanted Rasheed Wallace.
I was just about to say Tony Allen, gang.
Oh, that's way better. That's way better. Yo, that might be my favorite one aside from Crawford's handles. That's way better. Tony Allen was a menace.
He would tell everybody like white on
Grizzlies.
white,
Grizzlies Tony Allen.
Yes,
bro.
Grizzlies Tony
Absolute
Allen.
menace. Because there was another Allen that he played with too. Wasn't there two? Or was there two Tonys? Is there two Allens or two Tonys? Man, menace.
Might be two Tonys.
I forgot about Tony Allen. He was so good. All right, let's go one more.
Chicago.
Let's do. What if we did handles?
We never did like a dunk
mid-range
package, layup
dunks.
package.
We kind of. Oh, can I just have Kyrie no matter what? Dunk layup package is pretty solid. I think we did Kyrie before that.
Are we taking Nate Robinson's vert? Is that what we're taking?
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Nate Robinson's
I'm okay with
vert. I had Mac McClung, but that's a recency effect. As soon as you said Nate Robinson,
and
I
Nate
was
Robinson's
like,
shorter than Mac.
I was like,
probably got
that's
higher.
too solid. That's too solid. Oh, hold on, I'm getting up to it. I'm getting up to it. The grit and grind era.
Those are really
good. Shooting.
They hurt my feelings today, huh?
Handling.
Bro, we should just do an entire. Bro, we should do an entire. Just flashback episode. Oh my God, some of the names. That's crazy. Mike Bibby? We got to get. What about Mike Bibby? Was he famous really? He was pretty solid.
Oh, Peja Stojakovic.
There's your threes. Peja was wild. He talk about stretch bigs before stretch bigs. Yeah. Peja was God.
Give me three. Oh.
He was good. Ooh. Man.
Damn, I ain't seen this name in a minute. Tony Roten.
So, yeah. All right. So,
Jesus Christ.
We said a dunk package. What about Corey Maggette?
Oh, Corey
Somebody
Spaghetti.
should throw it down.
McGetty, you had Gerald Wallace. It was a lot more.
Oh my God, Tayshaun Prince.
Prince.
To be fair, Gerald Green's dunk package.
You're not wrong. He said.
Oh yeah, we did say Gerald
He
Green.
said
Yeah,
that
yeah,
already.
okay.
I think you did say.
Yeah.
Is that when we were on Vert?
Yeah.
We go Burt, but we was like,
We went
we
Nate.
was
Yeah,
go with
we
Nate's
went Nate
Burt, but with a
Robinson
Gerald
and Gerald
Green
Green.
package.
Yeah.
Man,
I want 2K Gerald too.
Brian Scalabrini's hands.
Couldn't miss a 3.
I think we did pretty good. I think we did pretty good.
Let's
Danny,
run through it.
Danny, you
real
should
quick.
build. Danny should build like a person. Like you should be putting it all
physically
together by the end of the video.
do like a
Dan's gonna
drag and drop video of like taking different things from people.
Danny's gonna have Brian Scalabrine, Greg Oden.
Greg Oden's knees. That player's gonna fall apart.
Hey, should we do the least durable NBA player next?
The least
episode?
durable.
Now he gonna fall apart.
Hey, we're gonna be arguing
Jay
over who's got the
said
worst
he gonna fall
ankle.
apart.
LaMelo's right ankle versus AD's left ankle.
Oh my god.
Take LaMelo's right and Steph's left. Brandon Roy and Greg Oden's knees.
Oh, God.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
might throw Lonzo's in there at this point.
Facts. All right, so we're gonna slide in. I want to do like we have to run that next
The
one.
worst NBA player.
Yes.
Do an
So,
injuries, yeah. Do like an
dude,
injury
that'd
one.
be too good.
Like the worst
so,
body you can have.
I'm gonna run in. This is
We
gonna
can
be the
also do, like,
last
the
thing.
worst abilities too. Just continue on this.
Well, me and you had something before
Get your
where we
man
talked
like
about
IQ.
we talked about giving players.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So like giving players who are really good at one thing, but then giving them somebody else who's like really good at other things.
Yeah.
So what was it like? Matisse Thybulle, but yet he can dribble like Kyrie.
Yeah, he still can't shoot for Jack, but he got that defense and he can
And
get
now
to the
he can
cup.
dribble.
Now man, his IQ was gonna tell him to
LeBron.
pass it.
It was LeBron, but he's what? Wasn't he LeBron?
It
But
was
he's like
LeBron,
5'8".
but he's like 5'4" or something like that.
Like that.
LeBron, but he's as tall as Spud Webb. Dude, those are too good. We ran through those for like 2 hours after one of our first episodes. That was too funny. All right. Enough messing around. We're getting spicy now. So we're running into our last spicy take. We haven't done one in probably like 2 months, bro. We have not done a spicy take in a minute.
See.
It's been a minute. We've been trying to stay less controversial. We just argue amongst ourselves now. So we're gonna run with something that is fairly kind of touchy, hot in the media. I don't know. Vitor says it's not. We'll let him explain. So
Go ahead, V.
Alabama
Well,
and his
like
Brandon,
God.
yeah. So Alabama basketball, Roll Tide.
Yeah, for once, it's not the football team.
Yeah, fact. There. So fuck you. Alabama and their basketball team are letting Brandon Miller play while he is still under investigation for the involvement that he had in the shooting. Now, the shooting did lead to the death of a female student just off campus, I believe, in like a downtown area.
Yeah. And there was one player suspended, right?
Oh no, two were kicked off the team.
Yeah.
And like they kicked off the team and no longer with the university, I believe, in general. But Brandon Miller, who is, if many don't know, probably going to be like a top 10 pick. Like he's a lottery guy. He's
making a good case for like
He's
3
insane.
or 4 in this draft.
Yeah.
6'9", 6'10" forward, real good NBA ready body on him. And he's a fucking bucket, dude. Averaging almost 20 a clip, averaging like 8-9 rebounds. Yeah, on the number 2 ranked, who's previously number 1 ranked Alabama team in the country. And yet there's not rumors, but it was, he provided one of the guys. So I think it was Miles who handed the gun to the other guy, who then killed the lady, and Miller provided the gun to Miles. So he was kind of like the initiator.
But I also heard that it was supposed to be them. Hey, don't quote me on this. I think I was watching ESPN or I was reading an article, but it was the fact that, so the way Brandon Miller got involved in all of this is that it was one of their guns already.
Yeah.
They left it in Brandon Miller's, I guess, his car or something like that. And basically it was like, hey, bro, give me my gun.
Returning it.
Yeah, like basically, hey, give me my gun. I guess his text message like saying like, hey, I need my gun back type stuff. So like my man's brought the gun back, turned it in.
Yeah.
Or gave it, not turned it in, but gave it to them, which ultimately led to the shooting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's exactly why I said what I said before, and that this isn't a spicy take for me, because what are you gonna do?
But is that proven?
I mean, at this
Well,
point,
the text messages.
yeah.
And then like even the deputy came out and said he ain't gonna be charged with anything, basically.
Yeah,
like,
so
I
what can we
did see.
charge
I
him
did
with?
see they weren't going to charge him because
Well, yeah,
there's nothing to
what-
really charge him with. But
you know, if I asked you, I'm like, hey, say I come to your house and we make food, and I leave a knife there, and I say, hey, can I have my knife back? You're like, yeah. You come over, give it to me, and I go stab somebody. What fault are you?
But what kind of knife are we talking about? If it's a
Kitchen
fucking butter knife,
Yeah,
A
it's
kitchen
just
knife.
a knife.
A kitchen
but
knife,
if it's
bro.
like
It's a chef's knife.
if you're just carrying around meat cleavers,
I got one upstairs.
right? But you ain't
Okay.
bringing it to nobody's
Okay.
house.
Yeah. Not
But,
unless you
like,
got a
also,
cleaver some meat.
I don't know. I'm torn.
I think
I'm torn. I just think
it's
if you're under investigation, regardless, I get it, it's like he's kind of cleared, but like it's still like a pending thing. I don't know if it's
It's
just is a bad
it's making
look.
something out of nothing.
It's
right?
just
Like,
a bad look. Yeah, but he was playing before any of that even came out.
yeah.
He was playing games.
see the option. So the thing that the real thing to me is this: is that the only thing that could have been done differently in Brandon Miller's situation was to turn the gun into the school,
Mhm.
which also could have not worked in his favor either. If something else could have happened, in
Yeah.
a sense. So, and I don't think he had any idea that those two were on the plans to do something else.
No.
So, and even in the text message, it seems like, in my opinion, seems a little innocent to me. Like, yeah, I was a little torn at first, but once that news got dropped, for me, it was like,
I think
like B just said, they making something out of nothing to him.
Yeah.
I think that before any of that had come out, I just feel like if you're Alabama, you have him sit a game or two until that information comes out.
Well, I'm sure that they discussed with him in
Yeah.
private quarters and we're like, look, let us know what
Still, though.
happened so we can make a decision. And again, this is also a state that has permitless carry, right?
Right.
You are allowed to carry a concealed handgun without a permit subject to a background check. So you're allowed to concealed carry without a permit.
And I wonder why somebody's shooting
yeah,
something in
at that
the
point,
South.
right? Like, what is he doing anything wrong? Like,
School ass laws down there, bro.
yeah, his teammate
Yep.
having a gun and him saying and leaving it in his car and say, "Hey, yo, I need that back." There's nothing wrong with that by law in state.
And there's
Right.
been a
Yeah,
lot
so
of
how
players
do they
who's been-
prove that that's not his gun then?
I mean,
Like whose gun that is? That's
one,
so
I think
crazy.
one of them said it was theirs, and I think
Okay.
it even text message said, I think it literally said, "Hey, I need my gun."
yeah, it's one of those things, right? It's if he wasn't as good as he was,
It probably wouldn't be. It wouldn't have been.
it wouldn't have been a story.
Which is kind of what it was with the two teammates.
Yeah.
Before Miller was involved, it was just kind of two guys who were bench warmers anyways.
Yeah.
Not getting any
Mhm.
minutes, like 3 to 5 a game.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, two players involved in shooting,
Mhm.
and that was it. Like,
But yeah, the
but
second
now as
Miller's
soon as
name
Miller's
came up,
involved into it,
yeah.
now everything is.
It's just how it is. It's being magnified by his stardom.
Yeah.
And his impending, all his success that he's having on the court.
And the future
And-
he has.
Yeah,
in
and
front
the
of him.
impending NBA career he's about to begin, right? Like, if
Yeah.
all of these things, there's nothing. I just don't see how you can fault him
Mhm.
for returning somebody's belonging, regardless. Like, unless if the text said, "Hey, I need my gun. I'm gonna go shoot someone,"
Right.
right? Then yeah, he should be kicked off the team. All of the same, because he
Right.
knew what he
should
was
should
low
low-key-
doing.
key-
Yeah,
he
that's what I'm
would be
saying.
facing similar.
Yeah, if he
Charges.
that's involvement in a shooting.
Right.
Handing somebody
blindly-
their possession is not involvement in shooting. The
Mhm.
same way
That's
that
like
yeah,
it's like me giving you your like bowling ball back. You decide to go beat somebody with a
someone's
bowling
head,
ball. Yeah, that's I just gave you the bowling ball back. It's your bowling ball.
even
Right.
worse, is say it could be anything. You could give someone a knife that's not even theirs, right? And say like, hey, look, I need to make dinner. Can I have a knife? And you give them a knife so they can go cut themselves some meat for dinner,
Real quick.
and they go cut some other meat, right? They go stab somebody. That's not on you.
All right.
All right,
It's just let the man hoop.
Facts. I am excited for his future because he is.
Hey, but he is a savage though. I'll let
he's
you
a
know that
fucking
now though.
baller.
Gang, you said the day after you got 40.
Yep.
And you did a pat down TSA search for your celebration and lineup, like in the lineup.
That was
introductions.
incredible. That was
What?
incredible.
That gang said, pat me down, proceed, go get 40.
I mean,
this teammate was like, it was my idea, probably just trying to take the hit for him, but holy shit, that was so savage.
It was incredible.
Because I think at that point he also probably knew that people were stretching and reaching.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck it, bro, we finna do this.
Yeah, and it's like I said, if he was
so funny.
If he was just some bum, none of it would have gotten to this level. He would have just been playing and nobody would care.
It would have been
because
a nice look.
He's arguably making a case for being the number 3 pick in the draft. People are gonna get their panties in a bunch.
Man, y'all saw that picture of Scoot?
He's huge.
Y'all saw the picture of Scoot looking like a Russell Westbrook coming out of college? Bigger?
Scoot looking like a full-ass motorcycle, bro.
No, I was talking about Russ coming out of college.
Yeah, man.
Scoot's coming out the G League Ignite, right?
Yeah.
Scoot coming out of that motherfucker fresh out of high school, technically looking like that.
That's ridiculous. let me get those jeans, man. All right, well, I was just kind of curious, and we hadn't really, talked about it last week. I mean, it was still very fresh. I think Wednesday or Thursday was when it came out last week, so it was still pretty fresh. I think it was Wednesday, the day after we recorded. So I was just kind of curious on where you guys were at. Obviously, a lot of information has come out since then, and his name is fairly cleared for the most part.
Just don't be dropping no shooter shoots, Brandon.
Yeah.
No, none of that. I don't want to see 10 threes in a game and an Instagram caption that says shooter shoots. All right.
He had one loaded. Somebody's got one loaded.
Lily listened to this and deleted that post
up.
because of you. I'm gonna be laughing.
That's so fucked. All right, though. So we're gonna cut it now. Been a fairly good episode. Nothing too crazy going on right now. We did have some MLB talk in the works, but we're gonna save it.
NFL stuff too.
We're gonna save the MLB stuff for now because the season's starting in about a month, a little less. Spring training just started,
and we'll let the NFL stuff closer to the.
I was gonna say at least a month or two.
Well, I mean,
maybe a month.
The league year starts at
the free agency and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
March 15th. Yeah. So like free agents are allowed to sign. The cuts will be official.
There's already been a ton of stuff of like these teams are cutting this team. Yeah. This team's planning on doing this. So I had a lot of quarterback stuff lined up,
and we'll record the day before that. So we should. That's probably when we'll spill all that for y'all.
Yeah. So we've got some stuff in the chamber, but basketball is really the main thing going on.
You're gonna use a gun joke now. Come on, man. Gun reference.
Hey, that one flowed out the tongue. Right, that was top of the dome.
Hey, but we also need to get this March Madness underway. We heading into March, baby.
Well, all the conference championships should be in the coming weeks.
Kicking off this week.
Is it this week? It is. Damn. Fuck.
Kicking off this week and next week.
Well, sounds like we'll have to we're gonna have to run through a bracket. We're gonna have to run through a bracket.
It's gonna be hard, bro. I don't think anybody.
There's no clear cut. There's
nobody held this number one spot.
Because I have seen Kansas look bad. I've seen Alabama look bad. I've seen Houston look bad.
My one other diehard team outside of Ohio State is in the top 5. Marquette. I'll take that all day.
They played good, didn't they?
6.
They're 6.
They just played the other day.
But they're in the top 10.
I like Baylor.
I got my Aztecs at 18.
I like Baylor a lot. Baylor's pretty gritty.
They always are.
Yeah. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing.
I know.
I'm a big fan of Flo Thamba, my boy.
I like Baylor. Kansas is my team.
We're habitual.
But I like Baylor a lot as a number 2. That'll be fun to see if they can match up in the Big 12 conference tournament somewhere. But yeah, that's a good point. We will have to make that. That'll be one of our next upcoming episodes.
Yeah, I think
probably in 2 weeks. Maybe we can talk about.
Our finals start on Friday. It seems like for some of these.
Well, I was gonna say in 2 weeks, then we can kind of maybe talk about like who won, and then do a preview of
the whole tournament,
everything, because there'll still have to be like a final or a first or last 4 in, and do like the tournament till we get our 64 set. But I would say in 2 weeks we'll probably run on that. But either way, we'll get into that. We'll probably let y'all know more going into next week's episode. But really appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's been episode 440, man. The big 4-0. Crazy. We've been doing this for May? So we're 9 months in now.
Whole ass baby.
Grinding, boy. This is a whole ass nurtured baby.
Man, nurtured baby. Talking about babies. My baby doing a month in April 14th.
Damn.
Oh, damn. Hey.
We ain't gonna see you for a minute, huh?
He got to sit on my shoulder right here.
Busy boy. But yeah, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Again, Danny's back there working on some stuff. He's cooking everything up.
Skip you, Dan.
Yeah. So he's got everything running for socials, Instagram. Go ahead, follow us all. Instagram, TikTok. I don't know if we got that Twitter up yet. We got the YouTube. Yeah, follow us, man. We're dropping daily, every other day, usually videos. We'll probably have like, damn, Danny, what did he say? Like 5 or 6?
He said 5 or 6, so we're looking at pretty much.
Hey,
daily.
he's grinding. He's grinding back
every
there,
day.
man.
Yeah,
we got it every day.
Every day. Yeah, he's grinding. We're getting stuff right now in the chat. But he's grinding, man. So follow us. Shoot us a follow. Really appreciate everything he does for us, man. Really, really do. Much love, Danny. But peace out, everybody. We're done, man. 41 next week, and call it a night, huh?
Yeah.
Ow!
We good.
Later.